Hello guys, it's Max here from Daily Market Movements. Welcome to another episode where today we're going to be analysing the NASDAQ 100 futures chart. Just before I start today's video, for anyone who's interested in joining my signal service, please do not hesitate to visit my website, dailymarketmovements.com. That will bring you to this website here where you just have to click on the subscribe button. I charge a very small fee of $29.99 and you can find that website link in the description of today's video. But let's get into the NASDAQ 100. The NASDAQ has just opened, I should say that the US trading session has just opened about an hour ago, and at this moment in time we're down around 1.5% for the NASDAQ 100, which is, understandable due to the high volatility we have seen over the past couple of days. So, we're up around 7% since last Friday, but ultimately it comes down to the VIX. The VIX is still around that 28 area, and as long as it's above that 50-day EMA, we're going to see lots of volatility. I think an average move of around 2 to 3% here for the indices on a daily basis. So what do we really need to see? Well, I would like to see a slow, gradual move towards the downside in the VIX. I don't want to see any sudden movements where we just go straight down towards 20. I want to see a nice, slow, gradual move down towards that 20 area, and of course that just means that the volatility will kind of flatten out in the broader markets, that being the NASDAQ, the S&P and the Dow Jones 30. Also in the NASDAQ 100, what do I not want to see? I don't really want to see a massive V-shaped recovery here for the NASDAQ 100. I would much rather just see a really boring, slow, gradual rise towards the upside. As the old saying goes, boring makes you money, and that's exactly what we were doing during periods prior to COVID. If we really go back and have a look at all these small trading sessions where we had tiny gains, which ultimately over weeks and months actually accumulated into very large gains, and that's exactly what we need to see here for the NASDAQ 100, or what I would like to see here. I think at this moment in time, it's too early to say whether we've bounced or not. There's still plenty of threats out there in the market. For example, earlier on this morning, we got some inflation data out of the UK, and inflation's currently at a 40-year high. This, of course, is going to result in central banks hiking interest rates more aggressively to try and tame inflation. So I think the best thing for the markets at this moment in time is if we started to see inflation figures come down dramatically, and that, of course, would then take pressure off the Fed to hike interest rates at such a rapid pace, and of course give these tech stocks a breathing space. But whilst we continue to see inflation rising at a record rate, or a multi-decade year rate, I think that the Fed's going to continue to be aggressive, and hence we will continue to see plenty of volatility in the markets, especially the NASDAQ 100 as it's a high growth tech names. But as I've mentioned in previous videos, this is an area where I do anticipate the NASDAQ 100 to bottom. We did hit the top of this area, and the reason being, I haven't just randomly come up with that area. The reason being is because it is the same length of that A leg from that B leg. It takes us pretty much where we did tip off at the bottom. I think it was last Thursday actually. So I think this is an area where we could potentially start to formulate a floor in the market. I think if we were to go down to 11,000, that could be healthy as well as it's a large round psychological figure being 11,000, and I think that's an area where buyers would come in and protect the markets. As well as that, we didn't quite get to that oversold territory here for the NASDAQ 100, and that's something I would like to see. In previous occasions when we have gone below that 30 reading on the RSI, that has ultimately been a buying trigger. If we go back to last time that occurred, that of course was all the way back on the 18th of March 2020. That's when COVID first hit, and of course the rest was history. We had this multi-year gain towards the upside. I'm not saying that's going to happen again, but what I am saying is that it could be a sign for the market to of bottom. So longer term, I am very bullish for the NASDAQ 100. I think in the next 6 to 12 months, my price target is up around this area here for the NASDAQ 100. But short term, we still got to play it by ear. There's still lots of fundamentals and data points that come out on a weekly and daily basis that could potentially have a massive impact on where this market trades next. I did mention during yesterday's video that I myself and my signal team have nibbled at this market. We bought yesterday, and if you want to get involved in that signal, it's still not too late. Just head over to my website and subscribe to my trading group, and you can see that signal and get involved within the next couple of minutes. But NASDAQ 100, treading water at this moment in time, but it's not a horrific day. We're only down 1.5%, which is expected as the VIX is so high. And what I would like to see is just, some more gains up towards the upside, so we can go and target that 50-day EMA, which currently sits at around 13,500.